everyone to one of our wEVOLV interviews. This is Jeremie Lincoln.
Hello.
Jeremie is, you've owned multiple businesses, is this correct?
Now. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
You know what I like to tell people? I like to tell people that I was born in South Central LA. Say, where are you from? South Central LA. Born from like absolutely nothing. And I failed a lot in businesses, I failed a lot in companies, and I've succeeded a lot in companies and in businesses, but a lot of it has just been like me climbing up ladders and falling. Me climbing up ladders and falling. That's been like the main part of my life, and I feel like while I was going through all of that, I always knew that it was always for a reason. I never felt like a failure. I always knew that I was going through all these different things for like a specific reason. And I feel like right now, at this stage of the game, where I am right now, all that was for this. All that was for what's happening right now. So what's happening right now is a tremendous amount of success. And I say that as humbly as possible because it's like I'm making so much money, my organization's making so much money, and I'm very happy and I feel very blessed to be able to be here after coming from so much opposition.
Okay, and something that you talked about that helps all these areas, we spoke about it before, it can be called many different things, whether it's integrity or sticking to what you say you're going to do or things like that. Can you talk about how important is it to be careful about what you say, to stick to what you say you're going to do, and to truly follow through on the things that are important?
Yeah. Well, you know, the main reason why I think I failed so much in life was because I didn't honor what I was saying. I didn't honor what I was saying to myself. I didn't honor what I was saying to others. And what that means is I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I was set up to do something, and then something would happen, or my feelings would change, and I would do something else.
Yeah.
And it would cause me, or I would cause myself to immediately fall short of anything I was trying to accomplish.
And I know a lot of people relate to that.
Yeah. I mean,
most people, I would say, absolutely.
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, you might even be able to see it like in your life if you find yourself going from project to project to project and never completing anything. Or do people really, really, truly trust you? Do you trust yourself? A lot of people will tell me they don't even trust themselves. They are now living out this life that they've always lived out of not doing what they said they were going to do, not finishing what they said they were going to finish. I mean, the idea behind this whole integrity topic, why it's so important to have integrity, is because if you do what you said you're going to do and you do whatever it takes to get that, to stick it out, you're going to accomplish your goal. It needs to be an emotion that it's where it's like, if I don't accomplish this, if I don't tell this person, or if I don't do what I told this person I was going to do, it's going to like ruin me. That's how strong that feeling has to be inside you.
How can you explain the difference between somebody with integrity, how they're going to get to that dream, versus somebody who's not having the integrity and where they'll end up?
The difference is, what it looks like, basically, is you have a goal and you have a person. A person without integrity will go towards that dream and they will do whatever it takes to get there. And they will get there because they said that they will get there.
What about if obstacles come up, failures come up, it looks like it's not going to happen, stuff like that?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You do what you say you're going to do. That's the key. And there's going to be times when you're not going to be able to, carry out exactly what you were going to, what you set out to carry out. For example, I wanted to meet with someone the other day, right? And there was a ton of traffic. I was running really, really late. But I told this person I would be there at 6 o'clock. But there was so much traffic, there was no way I was going to make it there at 6 o'clock. So what did I do? Instead of me just being late to this appointment, saying, hey, I'm sorry, I was late, a lot of traffic, I called this person when I knew that I was going to be late. And I called him and I said, listen, I know I told you I was going to be there at 6 o'clock, but I didn't leave early enough. Next time I make an appointment with you, I'm going to leave way earlier so that if there is traffic, I'll be able to still make it on time.
And then the integrity, in addition, comes in to that next time you actually do that. You've got to do
exactly
what you say you're going to do.
the reason why integrity is so important, there's so many reasons why it's important. It's the #1 reason why people fail. And I think that they don't know anything about it. They think that integrity is like what's good and what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong. But it doesn't have much to do with that at all. It simply has to do with you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And everyone needs to know you as being someone that's going to do whatever it takes to do what you said you're going to do. When people know that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, they have a trust on a level that they don't have for anyone else. When people trust you on this level, when people know they can count on you, and if something happens, you're going to let them know so there's no surprises, they will give you the world.
Yeah.
Your relationships are better, your finances are better, your business is better.
The universe works in such a way that if you know what you're going for, it's gonna move out of your way just like water to help you get it. And the way that happens is through integrity. With integrity, people flow with you. Without integrity, they're solid and they act like walls and obstacles. So that's actually that's really huge.
And it's because they feel like they're going to get hurt. Like I don't know if you've been in a relationship. I've been in a relationship where the person, where I didn't trust the person or the person didn't trust me or whatever it was. That's just how they knew me. They didn't trust me because of how they knew me, because I didn't do trustworthy things. They oftentimes say, how come you can't just trust me? Trust isn't just something that I can just give to you. Trust is something that we literally have to earn by being trustworthy. What do you do that shows me that I can trust you? Yeah. Same with us. What do I do that shows them they can trust me? It's not just a simple decision on their part. It's the fact that I show up on time. It's the fact that I do what I say I'm going to do. And if it doesn't, if it for some reason isn't going to happen, we'll let you know.
Do you think people need to be more selective in the things that they say they're going to go after?
I would say yes. Always be selective as to what you're going to go after. But don't be so selective as to the point to where you're not doing anything. Like I'm going to be really selective, so I'm kind of like at a standstill. You really want to be unleashed in this world. Right. You really don't. There's no limits. The only limits that we have are the limits that we put on ourselves. Okay. There's zero limits. So I live my life as being unleashed. Okay, I am selective, but at the same time, I'm unleashed.
As you're unleashed, but do you have an end goal that you know what you want?
Absolutely.
So you have been selective with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think it's very important to take the time to sit down with yourself, set your goals of absolutely what you want. Not necessarily as important about how you're going to get there, right? Because that's where the unleashed comes in. You set that goal about what you want, and you unleash yourself, and you might set up a track on how to get there. But sometimes things happen along that track, and as long as you know your end goal, I think that track evolves right in front of you. Before every step you take, another stone goes under your foot right before you take it, and it just kind of evolves in front of it.
Absolutely.
I like that unleashed.
Yeah.
I like that because it makes me feel less rigid.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that the universe is going to provide. I just got to go after it.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
When you're unleashed and when you use the word rigid, you're only going to be able to catch a few things, because when you're rigid, you're just like rigid.
Fit in this crack.
Yeah, exactly. So really, you want to be able to be flexible so that as life comes at you, or as I like to say, as you go towards life, you kind of mold your way around and move through and flow through.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, how is your day treating you? Are you kidding? How am I treating my day? There's so many things that I want to share with the world. More so than just the topic of integrity. But that's where it starts. If you don't have that, and it's funny because this conversation isn't going to necessarily give you integrity. You almost have to become a student of it, some way or another. This isn't going to be like a quick fix. Oh, I'm going to watch this video and it's going to tell me how to get integrity. No, you got to become a student of it.
Absolutely true. The personal development that is involved in becoming successful is absolutely necessary, and that's why with wEVOLV, not only do we cover health and wealth. Many people have said, those are the two main factors. Health, you got to be healthy, and then you got to be able to take care of your finances so that you can live. You need to survive. But personal development is so huge when you talk to or study the wealthiest people in the world, the most successful, the ones that are actually doing what they want to do, the ones that have the life that they want to have, they went through significant personal development, and that's usually through education.
Yeah.
And so, people like Jeremie, people like me, people like anybody you find that's successful, they have read book after book, they have gone to workshops, they have
Failed a lot.
failed enormously.
That's the biggest piece
many,
of
many
education
times.
right there.
My favorite thing from failure and success is from a book called Go for No. It's an easy demonstration of how failure actually works. Most people think that you start in the middle and failure's over here and success is over here. And they think that the idea is you have to get as far away from success or as far away from failure as possible and towards success, right? But that's not how it works at all, is it? You start here, everyone starts at the same place, right? Because you haven't done anything yet. Clearly you haven't succeeded, you haven't failed. And then you take one step and then here's failure, and another one and here's failure, and another one and here's failure, and failure, and failure, and failure, and that's success at the end. Failure is not in another direction, it's on the way to success, and it's just the successful people, it's how many times are you willing to fail before you get to that success. And the successful people say they're willing to fail infinite times.
And then there's a part where those people, they hate to fail. Like for me, I absolutely freaking hate to fail.
Great.
It is painful to fail. Like failing can cost you your relationships, it can cost you your family, it can cost you your self-esteem, it can cost you anything material that you have. That's why you really have to take the time to develop yourself, but not only develop yourself, develop the people, and basically the people that are around you as well. When you're on that stage, when you're playing that big of a game, the likelihood of you failing diminishes quite a bit, and the likelihood of you succeeding expands exponentially.
So, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
I know you're extremely busy, so I mean this is huge for me.
Appreciate it.
So again, Jeremie Lincoln, and thank you for being with us for this one of our wEVOLV interviews.